high on the woodpecker today? No, I'm not making 1, 2, 3, but 4 new Christmas decorations for Renée. Over the years, I have made a lot of Christmas decorations as gifts for Renée. This is just a small sample of them. Last year, Renée came back home with this picture and told me that she really liked this decoration. So I decided to make something similar. I found this sled and reindeer on Thingiverse. I imported them into Aspire. With those models, I'm able to create an outline and also some inside lines. The reindeers are way easier because it's only an outside shape. With those files in hand, I can go into the shop and cut the sled from some scrap piece of plywood. This begins by the inside shapes, followed by the outside cuts. Cutting at 100 millimeters per minute goes pretty slowly. When the sled is cut, I still need to cut some reindeers, but I also need a base to support this. After a light and sanding, the decorations are finished. It's not that bad, but I say to myself that I could use the picture Renée took and trace around it to make a similar decoration. Using the picture as a guide made it easy to trace around the sled and reindeer. I also traced the inside holes and finally the shapes. Since this is made of 2 layers, I also draw a small forest. And just like for the sled, I also trace the inside shape of the forest. Now I'm only missing some plywood. When I'm done, I begin by burning the inside shapes. Then on a piece of melamine, I stick the plywood on the corner. This time around, to make this go faster, I cut the shape with a 1 mm router bit. This way, I'm able to cut this 10 times faster than with my laser. But removing it from the table is a bit more involved. Unlike with a laser cut, I need to take care of all the cuts. But this is not a big deal because I can do this while the rest of the cuts are being made. And just like the other silhouettes, this needs a base. Here it is, all done. But I want to give Renée more than those presents. So I decided to make this snowman. This is a perfect model for a rotary job. The best part of it is that it's super easy to make. I only need to create a rotary job in Aspire. After entering the size I want the snowman to be, it's as simple as importing it. But it's a bit too small. This is not a big problem. I just need to enter the diameter I want, and I'm done. To finish the job, I only need to set an initial height to the 0 plane and change the combine mode of the snowman and the 0 plane to merge, and that's it. But for the toolpaths, I need two rectangles around the model. A big one for the roughing pass and a smaller one for the finishing pass. Now I'm ready for the toolpaths. I select the big rectangle and press on the roughing toolpath, and that's it. The roughing will be made with a 6mm straight bit. This is a preview of the roughing pass. For the finishing pass, it's as simple as selecting the smaller rectangle, pressing on the finishing toolpath, and since the bit is already selected, I just have to press calculate and I have a snowman ready to be carved. But before I can do this, I need to prepare some basswood. This block is too big for my chuck. I need to remove a bit of wood at one end. Then I trace a circle to have a visual reference of how much to remove from the corners. Next, I put this on the CNC and start the roughing pass. The roughing pass takes as much time as the finishing pass. About 2 hours. Most of the unwanted wood is removed at this stage. Looking at it right now, it's hard to believe that this will become a nice snowman. But I have to let the CNC do its job. As I was saying before, moving at 3000 millimeters per minute, the finishing pass takes about 2 hours. This is the carved snowman. I'm really happy. So much so that I want to make another one. So I find another model on Thingiverse. I like this one, but without the broom. To remove it, I'm forced to install Blender on my computer. Let's say that I have no clue what I'm doing right now. I only figure out how to move the broom away from the snowman. Lucky for me, it's all I need to do right now. I save it and open 3D Builder that comes with Windows. It's a much simpler program for what I need to do. In 3D Builder, I use the split option to remove the second snowman and also remove the broom. Then I save the snowman without the broom. Back in Aspire, I just have to import this snowman and do all the same operations I did before for the other snowman. And I'm back in the shop to carve this one. When the roughing pass is done, in about 2 hours, I change the end mill for a conical bit, and it's a go for the finishing pass. That takes about 2 hours also. I must admit that my favorite part of all this is just before the carving is over. At this point, it's quite impressive. In the end, I sculpted 2 of those snowmen and 1 of the other model. But I'm not totally done. For this to only take 2 hours, I need to use a bigger conical bit, which means that now I need to do a bit of hand carving. Finishing the carving by hand takes way less time than using a smaller bit to carve on the CNC. Now I need to brush and sand the carvings. It's also time to remove the top part of the carvings. With chisels and sandpaper, I shape the top. The bottoms need to be cut also. To make the bottom straight, I try to use the belt sander, but it's not working. In the end, I figured out that the miter saw is the right tool for the job. Here are the 3 snowmen ready to be given to Renée at Christmas. But I need boxes. I use my laser again and cut new boxes out of old ones. When they're cut, I still need to glue them together. Now I have all the boxes I need. I just need to fill them up with the gifts and wait for Christmas Day. Since all of these were gifts, I wanted to let Renée paint them. On top of loving to paint, she's way better with a brush than I am. These were the new Christmas decorations I gave Renée last year. I hope you liked it. And see you soon for another episode of The Woodpecker.